Hello, my name is of Analogue.Studio in the studio, and I'm here to show you how to use the currently available Polaroid backs from Mamiya RB67. You can find them on my website at Analogue.Studio in the candy store section. This is the back actually. This is a normal film back, means you put film in it, the dark slide, you put in the back of the camera, you take the dark slide out, you expose, and then because it's an instant film, you're going to have to eject the photo in order to get it out. And I'm going to show you a few features on how to do that. Currently, the back is empty, and just like you do with a Polaroid camera, you open the front. Assuming you've used one before, if you haven't, you know what to use it now. You open the front, see the flash right here. It's a dummy film pack. Notice it doesn't have this in front. If you buy a new film pack, it's going to have a little dark slide right here, and you have to eject it first before you take photos. So I'm going to assume we have one of those in there. Alright, let's put this film pack in. Make sure it goes in well all the way. And I sometimes strip this little plastic tab here. You don't have to, but it makes it easier to make sure it's all the way in. We'll close it. Alright, so before we can take photos with this new film pack, we have to take care of the dark slide. And you can do this with the back not attached to the camera. The dark slide is on. There's no danger of exposing this to light, so you turn the film on, you turn the film back on, there's a little on-off button on the back here. Up is on, actually says on it. And this should be the dark slide, remember, yeah? Snap it first photo. This aside, now you have 8 frames in the pack, if it's new film. And you can use those for whatever you like. How do you mount this on the Mamiya RB67? I'm gonna put this down. So the Mamiya RB67, assume that you have used this for film shots, but even if you haven't, you said you just bought it, should come with this little piece. It's called a revolving adapter, and you can turn this. You know, notice you can turn this on. Rotate this. It allows you to do vertical shots or horizontal shots on film. This is Polaroid. The frame is square, so it doesn't matter. And also we do not use this part when we use the Polaroid back. And we have to get rid of it. How do we do that? This is attached to the camera with this clasp. Clasp on the bottom. You unclasp it, take this off. This is gonna expose 4 holes and the clasp is open. Our Polaroid back has 4 screws. They go in those 4 holes with the eject slot up like this. I recommend you do this on a flat surface where you can actually secure them. It's pretty heavy. It's hard to do this like that, but so make sure that those 4 screws, this sits comfortably in the holes. Clasp this in. You're done. Remember, we had taken the dark slide out, or the dummy dark slide out. So ready to shoot. And don't remove the actual film, the back dark slide, the back dark slide, because if you don't remove this, you're not going to get an exposure, just like you do with film. Put this aside. We meter the shot because this is a fully manual camera. What I have in here, or I presume I have in here because it's a dummy film pack, it's type I-type film or 600 type film. They both have the same sensitivity, ISO 640. So you're going to have to set your light meter to ISO 640. There's no ISO setting on the camera. This is a fully manual camera. You can only modify the aperture and speed. And if you use SX70 film, the ISO will be 160. So in this case, I type ISO 640, we meter the shot, and it says 1/15 of a second of f4, which is great. 1/15. It's not actually 4 on this, it's the 3.5. This is the KL 127. The 127 regular will have a 3.8, but around there, approximate a 4. I raise the waist level finder, pop on the magnifier, focus. I cut the shutter because otherwise you won't see anything anyway. Lower this, frame your shot as you like. Shoot. What do? Now you have there's no automatic eject at this point. Once you press the shutter, it's now linked. So now if you want the photo to eject, you can do that so this time, or you can keep taking photos if you want multiple exposures. Alright, so we ejected the frame. If this is Polaroid film, it needs a little time under this frog tongue, that's how it's called, this dark thing, and a few seconds. Take it out, place it face down, and with new film, the photo should show up in a few minutes. After 5 minutes or so, you're gonna start seeing something, but it really takes about 20-25 minutes to fully develop. Right? We're not quite done. So you've shot as many photos as you like. So you don't shoot all your film path. Well, I have a little reminder on the back, the frame counter. This actually goes from 10 to back to 0, but the vertical position is 8. So I start at 8, then say I took one photo, move it to 7 to remind myself I have 7 shots left. And then before I take this off the camera, if I want to, I have to replace the dark slide because otherwise the rest of the pack is gonna get exposed. So, okay. The dark slide slot is here. This is my own prototype, so the slide to get in, hard to get in. It's easier with the ones I'm actually selling, so. It's in, right? So now you can actually detach this. Side, replace it if you want to with your revolving adapter. If you happen to also have film in it, just fine, so on and so forth. Alright, so this would be how you use it. Now, I promised you a little trick. This is powered by 4 AAA batteries. They're housed in a little battery housing right here that's covered by this plastic cover, basically. And the question is, how do you change that? Well, the plastic cover is attached to the back with one screw right here. I have a blade screwdriver in case a Phillips screwdriver, the screw is kind of universal, the one I'm using. So just to unscrew that. Well, I will turn this off first, actually. So there's a little switch turns off. Screw this. It's the screw, has a little plastic washer. I sometimes glue this. Actually, for the ones I'm selling, it's glued, it shouldn't come off, but if it comes off, make sure you don't lose the plastic washer. Put the screw aside, and remove the cover. It's probably gonna come off. Oh, look. Like this, and it exposes the battery pack behind it. The battery pack. Now, if you flip it over, it's a sliding cover. It's 4 AAAs inside. Yeah, you replace them, you take them off. You put 4 new batteries in. Be careful with the polarity. And this can be easier if you also just disconnect this, and because when you reconnect it back, it only goes one way. But I recommend you don't do that. Just don't risk it. Say we replaced with new batteries. Slide the cover back on. flip this like that, and then you're gonna notice that this is fairly empty on the inside, but it has a little slot here, and that's supposed to guide the wires that go to the eject box and the electronic box. So the easiest way to do this is really just to let it back, put the battery pack in. Remember the switch side goes towards the top. Guide the wires through this little slot right here, and then kind of bunch the rest of the wires inside. Make sure we kind of all go into the empty space. And do your best to put as much as the wire inside. It doesn't really matter, just don't expose it much. And then replace the screw. You're gonna see the mounting hole it goes in. And use a screwdriver to put it back on. In a pinch, you can use a thin coin. In the United States, a penny works. Elsewhere, again, a euro penny works just as well. Any thin coin would work. Right? And once it's on, tighten this properly, because you don't want it to rotate. And you're good to go. Remember, when you want to use it, turn on. And after you use it, I recommend you turn it off, because the eject button is fairly sensitive. The eject button is right here. And if you put this in the camera and if you got it in the bag, the camera bag you turn off, you may end up with a few photos they ejected in the bag, and it's an old mess, and it's $2 a pop. Alright? Did I forget anything? I don't think so. Happy shooting.